Alrighty, let's do something with these SPELLEMENTS. Bloodbath's pretty simple. I'm going to keep it on the lower path, going to tier 3, need 115 SPELLEMENTS, and the damage goes up by 5 on either end, and the trap does not change, it stays at 10%. However, for tier 4, it goes up to 15% trap, and also the damage goes up a bit. Alright, let's continue to upgrade the Bloodbath with 115 SPELLEMENTS going to tier 3. Yes. So the pip cost went from 2 to 1. That would be the lower path, of course, because the top one I think stayed at 1. Yes. Now it says deferred DOT. I get it. That's what the bomb is, because you know you have the little fuse. Okay, I get it. It's a timed thing, and it will go off eventually. But how many rounds is it? When is the deferredness? Damage used to do 160, but that's when it was 2 pips, and now it does 75. And of course, we're only talking about the end tier 5 when we're reading the audit notes from Kyle Icewielder. Okay, and then this one says 3 rounds, so I'm okay with that. So after 3 rounds, used to give a 15% myth trap, now it doesn't. And now if the caster, me, has a negative charm, conditional result, used to be none. Now it's deferred DOT of 60 over 3 rounds. I don't know why we would want a deferred DOT that's after 3 rounds. It's not even that much. I mean, if you have epic, it can still do 370 for 1 pip. That's pretty good, actually. Not only can you clear a weakness for 1 pip that does damage, but, you know, you also get the deferred as well. So I don't have enough to get to tier 4. Now for Troll, I originally had it going on the upper path, but I think I'm going to test out the lower path. I've heard from quite a few people that this is really handy, so let's do it. Alrighty, Troll, let's go. Double check which one we want to do. Let's do the lower path. But wait, we have enough to get this to tier 3. It's going to do the exact same amount of damage, but now it's going to summon a minion, and the minion is going to have an additional starting pip. Oh yes. Do it. And to upgrade to tier 3, you need 115 SPELLEMENTS. Once I'm able to get it to tier 4, it's going to do a little bit more damage, and it's going to summon the same minion, I guess, with the same amount of starting pip. And then for tier 5, the max one is going to do a little bit more damage, and summoning that same minion. Okay, troll, box trolls. Yeah, look at there. There's a gambit. Thanks a lot. Mode restriction, classic only to none. So we are no longer no PvP. Stop saying classic. Yay, yay, yay. People are happy. No more no PvP. Woohoo. No more minion. Now, okay, here's the question. It now detonates a DOT, but does that count if you use Bloodbath and then Troll back to back, because that is a deferred DOT? Okay, so it used to do 200 damage and now it does 140. I used to summon a minion and now it detonates a DOT. The conditional is used to be nothing. Now it's Gambit. 1 or 2 positive wards for a plus 25 or 50 detonated damage. So okay, so you do damage, and then if you have up to 2 shields, then it detonates at either 25 or 50%. Alrighty, who is next? We did the Bloodbath, we did the Troll. Oh, Splashy. The path has been adjusted a little bit. The upper path just does the damage, and the lower path removes a weakness and then does damage. It does a lot less damage, so that's something to consider when choosing which one of these. This is also 2 pips and a myth pip on the bottom, and 3 pips and a myth pip on the top, and it does a lot more damage with maxing out at 560 to 680. That's so hard because I love the damage it does. Good thing is, whenever there is training point buyback, I can always just undo it. Let's go with the lower tier. Yep, double check. And then for Splash Squatch, to get it to tier 3, I need 115 SPELLEMENTS. It still removes that weakness, but now the damage goes up by 5 on either end. But I do like that it removes the negative and then it hits. Yeah. So Splash Squatch is now Hammer of Thor. I'm okay with that. Next up is Cyclops. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we can get it to tier 3. Let's check it out. The upper path just does more damage and increases in accuracy as you level it up. And the lower path, the damage goes way down, but you also get 2 myth traps. Tier 2 is 10%, tier 3 is 10%, tier 4 they go up to 15%, and tier 5 is 15%. Damage goes up from tier 2 to tier 3. It stays the same from tier 3 to tier 4, and then goes up again from tier 4 to tier 5. Let's upgrade it. Yeah, we want some traps. Well, we can't get it to tier 3 because we don't have enough SPELLEMENTS, so we just have to do some more farming in Dragonspire. Cyclops used to do 210 damage, now it does 320, and then it used to do 215% myth traps, which was nice. Now it doesn't have any of that. But instead, if the enemy has 1 or 2 DOTs, it's just worded a little bit differently in the thing. Because see, this makes more sense to me. Plus 45. Myth, damage, trap. I can read that. Per overtime on the target, max of 2. So you can get up to 2 45 traps if they have 2 overtimes. Totally makes sense. Their wording is if enemy has 1 or 2 DOTs, 1 or 2 plus 58 myth traps. Of course, they're only on, the tier 5s. So, there you go. Put some overtimes on them. There you go. And, oh, so close to tier 3 for Cyclops. So sorry. Minotaur. The upper path does exactly the same as the tier 1. So as you upgrade it on the upper path, the initial damage goes down, but the secondary hit goes up. And that trend continues with tier 3. It goes down a little bit in the initial one and goes way up in the second hit. Same thing for tier 4. Damage goes down on the first hit, goes way up on the second hit. And then for tier 5, it does a little bit of damage and then does a lot. A big hit on the second one. If you choose the lower path, the damage goes down just a little bit to do 45 plus 400 initial and secondary hit. I never really understood that, but it's a myth thing, I guess. And then it can do 85 more damage per trap on the enemy. So to get it to tier 2, you need 75 SPELLEMENTS, which I have for those, and then you get a max of 1 to get additional damage with the traps, and then for tier 3, you can use a max of 2, plus the damage goes up on either end, and then for tier 4, the damage goes up again, and then the potential plus 85 additional damage, you can get up to 3 traps used for that, and then for tier 5, damage goes up, and you can use a max of 4 traps. Let's upgrade this. Heck yeah, we want the bottom one. And then to get to tier 3, we'll need 115 SPELLEMENTS. Quite a bit away from that. And we already did Stone Colossus before the test realm, and we're still satisfied with that one, so we're going to leave it. Stone Colossus, did they change anything on you? Oh, no, they done it. I'm guessing this is only the bottom path that they're talking about. It used to do 605, now it does 615. Yeah, right down there. Tier 5. Used to do, if the caster has negative charm, it would do 225 damage. Now it clears 1 to 3 negative charms. And then does a deferred DOT of 180, 360, or 540. Well, obviously 180 times 3. But it doesn't look like these are stacked. It looks like it uses up to, it clears up to 3 negative charms, and then gives you 180, 360, or 540. As opposed to before, where it would give you 3 180s, and those are all 5 rounds. I don't like you. Stop it. This is where it gets confusing for me, because I would see 180 damage, like, this is after 5 rounds. It just says deferred DOT on the list, but it doesn't say after 5 rounds. I'm guessing because it's deferred DOT. Again, why would you want that? I guess the 540 is okay, but that's still 500 rounds. Woo! Screw this, I'm going back to pirate. I may be bad at pirate, but boy, at least I don't have to learn anything new. Okay, so the 175 over 5 rounds, that's the deferred damage, and then right now it does 585. That's how you read that. But that's only if it clears up to 3. I do like the clearing, though. The using of the weakness is kind of hard because... is that what it used to do? Yeah, so it used to do, if I had a negative charm, it would do 225 more damage. But that's utilizing the weakness. Just saying, I don't want to utilize the weakness. Getting rid of it is much, much better. Cyclops minion. Oh, this is the one where it's so hard to pick because I wouldn't say they're so incredibly different, but you get a different minion. This one is a Cyclops minion if you choose the upper path. It could be a rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, depending on how many pips you are using. And this one has additional 35 health. And that's on top of the regular Cyclops minion that you would summon. So this isn't like a totally different spell. This is enhancing the existing Cyclops minion spell, which is already a great spell, honestly. I don't use it enough. And then for tier 3 in the upper path, the minion's additional health goes up to 70. And then for tier 4, you're still summoning the same minion, but the health goes up by 105. And then for tier 5, still summoning the same minion, and the health goes up by 140. The lower path, you're getting the exact same one as tier 2 on the upper path, except now it's called the Cyclops ally. So yeah, depending on how many pips you're using, your minion is going to look different. So this one also starts with an additional 35 health. But rank 3, however, still has additional 35 health, but has an additional starting pip. Then rank 4 has an additional 70 health and a starting pip. And then rank 5 still has the 70 additional health and then has 2 additional starting pips. So that's pretty cool. So hard. But you know what? You can boost the health on your minion through spells, and you can give them blades and all sorts of things like that. So, oh gosh, it's so hard. I think I probably did more with the minion on the top, Cyclops minion on top in Test Realm quite a while ago, not this most recent Test Realm. So I think we're going to try the Cyclops ally on the bottom. Okay, make sure you're choosing the right one that you want. Go for it. Oh yeah. And now you see it's now a Cyclops ally and no longer a Cyclops minion. And we are almost there, not quite, to get to tier 3 with that additional starting pip. Let's get you to tier 3. I hate you too. They do whatever they want. Dun, dun, dun. Hello, Pickle. And let's see. Yeah, we're pretty far away from tier 4. But you know what, though? Zarthax loves to drop Cyclops ally. Excuse me, minion. Cyclops minion. Let's see. Tassel and Terror went from no restrictions to PvP only, and the damage went up a little bit. That's for the base tier 1. Top path, PvP only, and the damage went up just a little bit. The bottom path went from 3 pips and a shadow pip is now 5 pips and a shadow pip. And it went from confusing a single player to a plus 40% myth trap. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Damage went from 340 to 630. I likes it. And then Barbarian Saga, tier 1, went from a DOT of 305 over 3 rounds to 305 over 5 rounds. You know, I'm still not sure exactly how that works. I mean, I assume that they would portion the 305 into 5 rounds, so it's like less per round. But my fire did that. Gosh, yeah, I was fooling around on it, doing fire spells couple days ago, just getting the under the ground view of the spells. Some of those are so funny. Anyhow, and that thing did so much damage. It was Infernal Salamander too. And then the top path for Barbarian Saga went from no restrictions to I almost said classic only, PvP only. And then went from doing 470 over 3 rounds to now doing 470 over 4 rounds. So what's the deal with the DOTs now with Myth? Whatever. And then the bottom path of Barbarian Saga went from 4 pips and a shadow pip to now being 6 pips and a shadow pip, doing less damage. It went from 845 to 705. And then the deferred DOT, I hope it says how many rounds? Instead of doing 145 over 3 rounds, now it does 650 over 5 rounds. So I don't mind them taking away a little bit more than 100 damage to like massively boost up the OT. Grendels. Is there a change to Grendels? All versions used to be 5 pips, now it's 3 pips and a myth pip. And the new bottom path, there we go. The new bottom path, well, I don't know if it's fixed, but it's no PvP up top. Actually, the whole thing is no PvP unless you go down to the bottom and then it gives you 2 absorbs. Your absorbs are adorbs. Oh my god. And Ninja Pigs. So it went from 5 pips to 4 pips and a myth pip. Yep. And then the damage went from 690 to 735. Max, of course, only. So Athena, what is your change? It just changed the pips from 5 pips to 3 pips and a myth pip. Y'alls. Still gives the same stuff. And that is a lot of spells to be upgrading. We got Bloodbath, Troll, Splash Squatch, Cyclops, Minotaur, and Cyclops ally. Yes. Thanks so much for checking out this video, upgrading the myth spells with SPELLEMENTS, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!